Thursday. It's 8 o'clock. It's the big detecting show.
I never know what I'll find. But honestly, that's the best part. It might be something small, something forgotten, buried in the earth for decades or even centuries. But the second I uncover it, there's a rush, a thrill, because I know I've just brought a piece of the past back to life. Every discovery tells a story. Some are tied to history, others to lost treasure. But it's not just about the find. It's about the moment, that feeling, and sharing it with people who really understand the excitement. That's what makes this more than just a hobby. It's a passion, a connection, a community.
Good evening.
Good evening,
everybody.
Donna.
I'm good, thank you. Look at this.
Didn't ask how you were. Good
dandy,
evening,
thank
everyone.
you.
Thank you for joining the show tonight. Unfortunately, David can't be with us because he's had no sleep. he had to pick up his daughter from she's just turned 18, and he had to pick her up from a festival, and he got home at 1 a.m, and his daughter, he gets up for work at 4:30, so
What are you
he's very
talking
tired.
about?
No, that's why Dave's not on.
He just told me it's because he was old. That's what he said.
No. He's had 3 hours sleep in 24 hours, so he's really tired. And
Bless his heart. Look,
he said,
everyone's in tonight. God, we've got loads of people in tonight.
he
What's going
said,
on?
could I co-host the show tonight? And it's going to be a good show. We got Donor. I'm looking the wrong way. Donor with us tonight, because I'm normally that side, so I'm confused. So Donna's on my left.
You're
So
on that side.
Donors with us tonight. Apologies for that. And we've got Jason, Dark Knight Detectorist, on, and he's going to be talking to us about a lot of things, including a new digging tool that's available, which I'm quite shocked actually, because it's a new digging tool, a spade, and it's not available from what I can gather on websites at the moment. So it's quite a good thing. Anyway, Donna, how have you been?
I've been really well, thank you. I've got some books. Yeah. Look at this. Came through the post. Excellent stocking fillers. If you're I've got a couple of these already. But if you're looking for a nice little stocking filler, Chris Rudd has actually written these with there's a whole series of them, but he's written these with particular coins in mind and particular areas. There is one that sort of generally covers Celtic coinage, but he's really pointing out the details and the typology and what he feels the history is behind the coins and the influences, and each one is a little gem. They are really they're packed with information, aren't they? Fantastic little books. I love them.
I think Chris Rudd is the key to identifying coins. And what's bizarre is you'll never buy one until you find a coin that you want to reference. So we all buy coins.
But then I like books, you see.
Yeah. But on that note, Coins of England 2026, the metal detecting Bible book. I haven't got one yet, but that is now available through greenlightpublishing.com. So your Coins of England used to be Spink, but now it's Sovereign Press.
Do you get one every year?
Yeah, definitely.
No. See, I don't bother updating mine. I have one for about 4 years, and then I might get a new one.
Now that's really good, but if you find a rare coin and then suddenly in Spink's 2021 it's worth, I don't know, £500, someone finds a hoard, or a couple of people find hoards, or a couple of people find the coins, that price will drop down.
Yeah, it will do.
It's not all about the price, but it's about measuring interest.
But they also don't have, so Spink doesn't put every single coin or different aspect of a coin, so the quirkiness in every edition. So it's more or less what's come up at auction, isn't it? So when you have a new edition, I know that quite often they've got different examples of typology in there, so they can be useful as an encyclopedia of coins. Shall we say some hellos?
Yeah, I was just about to say we've got a lot of people in the
I'll
chat
let you have a cough. Hello, Nick West. Hope your recovery's going really well. Slowly does it, but Andrew T. It says Andrex T here. Good afternoon from Canada. He said it's very cold and snowy. We've got a little puppy called at CPE09. Sorry, I don't know all of your names. Jim Panting is in. Dark Knight Detectorist was in saying hello to everyone for a little while. You've got a parcel. What's in the parcel?
I'll speak more about that. I've got to do a live opening on the show.
We've got Stephen Brain. We have got Nick Berry. We've got John Clayton. We have got Dean McAvady. We've got Charlie Dreamer. We have got Philip Wills. Hi, Philip. and if you're listening on another platform, I can't see all of the messages. I apologise. We've got Kevin Allen in. We've got Derek Sherwin in. Derek, I hope Angie's doing okay. Yeah, Angie's had a little bit of a sad diagnosis, and you know, you are a very spirited lady, and we know you can do this. Just believe. We love you. We have got Selkirk Detectorist. We have got keep going because I saw others. I might have missed a few. David Evans is in. Dominic Tomchik's in.
You've got a lot of people chatting.
Cheryl Dawes in. Cheryl, glad your dig went well. You got some cracking finds, and Adrian's going to chat about that in a sec. Michael Jarvis is in. Atwell Wayne is in. Kia 1976 is in. Nearly there. Jeff Block, haven't seen you before, Jeff. Hiya. And I'm nearly at the end, she says. Ange is in. Hiya, Ange. And Tidy Treasure's in. Hello, Tidy. Gareth Howard's in. Hope you're doing all right, Gareth. Old Pelon is in. Whoever old Pelon is in. And do you know what? He started to think he's a supermodel there. It's just the beer belly thing. Matt Kent's in. Hi, Matt Kent. I might want to ask you something later. James Barnes is in. Hi, James Barnes. And
Matt Kent.
Yeah, Matt Kent. That's important. What he sent.
I need to download that.
I think I've pretty much done. I'll get to the end. If I haven't said hello to anyone, I apologise, but you are all very welcome. There you go. Was it all right?
Yeah. Thank you, Donna. Matt Kent. There's a lot of things to talk about tonight. Hell of a lot, actually. Matt Kent sent us a podcast which was really interesting.
It was. I'd like to know which episode that was and the date of it, Matt. If you can put that in the chat, that would be grand.
Well, I've got it here. But anyway, Matt Kent said, I can tell you, it was.
Oh, sorry, James, 51,000. I don't know who James is. Do you know James? Do you know anyone called James? We know James Barnes, but I don't know anyone else called James.
I don't know. No.
He just said, "How can you miss me?"
It's blocking. Right. So going back to where we were talking about this weekend, I was highly fortunate with the Treasure Hunting magazine team to go to Cheryl Dawes' East of England dig. Really, really well organised rally. Not too big, about 300 people. And I was fortunate enough with the Treasure Hunting team to stay in 1438, I think, Castle.
Yeah, Tudor Castle.
It had lots of rooms, and I can honestly say it was absolutely one of the best. I'm tied between two best detecting weekends I've had in my life. The people at Cheryl Dawes Dig East, I don't really like talking about it because it will get popular.
I don't like hearing about it because you are literally just rubbing it in. I'm sorry.
You've heard about it.
Yeah.
So it was marshalled exceptionally well. People were stuck in the mud. There was a tractor there to tow people out because the weather weren't great.
Yeah, it was pretty rubbish weather. It was better than it was forecast. I think that's the bonus.
I think what sums up the hobby is it's like fishing. When you're actually enjoying yourself so much, rain doesn't make any difference. And I was out there in the field, the rain pelting down on me, and I was absolutely loving it. And then you go back to the marquee, talk to Cheryl and the team, and the finds that came up they're going to be in Treasure Hunting magazine. They was Well, I sent you one, and that was
didn't see the rest. That was
came up.
that took my breath away, and I thought, you're gonna find, if you're finding that, you're gonna find some great stuff.
Yeah. So it was amazing. And afterwards, we went into the castle, and it had dozens of rooms and toilets and bathrooms.
Jelly's just said she had more fun on the Saturday in the driving rain than she did on the Sunday, but she didn't find much.
I enjoyed Sunday. I went to the field, Jelly. There were allotments there in Victorian times, but the field past there, I found a cut half and a few other nice bits. Everyone went right, I went left. You know where I mean. And it was a field far, far back, and it was lovely. I met people from Wickford Detecting Club, quite a few people actually who came and said hello. So it was nice. But anyway, in the castle, stayed there for the night. Massive building, open fires, and thank you to Cheryl Dawes and her team. We heard voices. And I'm not one for ghosts, unlike our co-host David. Our host David, I heard. I'll tell you the story.
Thanks,
I will
Matt.
tell you the story. So, been detecting, came back to the castle like you do, and we were all wet, drying our clothes around an open fire. And this place has got multiple rooms. So my mate James said, we had a game of pool or snooker in this huge games room. It's like the size of someone's house. And it's very cold in there. It's a bit weird. And we went up one of the turrets, and there was a bedroom, a weird bedroom. And I said, oh my God, this is not right. It's cold. And I'm not a ghosty person. And he said, yeah, it's really cold in here. And he said, there's something weird about it. So he left his phone in there. And we left the phone, came back downstairs together, and sat round the open fire. And he was recording it on his phone, and basically went back there, got the phone, brought it back, sitting around the fire, and he played it on loudspeaker, and it was dead quiet, no noises. And then suddenly we heard a child's voice. I swear on my family's life. I'm not a ghost hunter. We heard like, I've got it, but it didn't play well.
No, it didn't play.
It didn't play well. But very, very silent. It's like someone singing Ring a Ring of Roses. Anyway, there's another video, because we saw that and said it's definitely child's voices. We did another video, and it was a child or someone saying, get off, get off. Cut a long story short, next morning, Sunday morning, went to detecting, had a lovely day. Saw Cheryl, spoke to her, met the landowner who owns the castle, really nice guy, Tom. And they said, did you have a good night? I went, yeah. They said, did you hear a voice? And I said, yeah, we did. We heard footsteps. And that's another side of the story, footsteps knocking on doors. Said, did you hear a voice? And I said, yeah. Was it a child? I went, yeah. Did they say, get off or leave me alone? I went, yeah. Was it in the last turret in the castle? I went, yeah. And this is big. This is a big building. This is huge.
Yeah. So he's aware of it.
Well, and Cheryl knew as well. And we're like, yeah. And they went, oh, that's probably the little girl who was hanged there by her brother.
Really?
Who accidentally, when they were playing, she died. He hung her. It's like, what the?
No.
And for someone to tell you something you're going to speak about, word by word, and it absolutely freaked me out. Luckily, it was a Sunday night, and it wasn't the Saturday night, because I would have in my pants. But apart from that, the detecting was brilliant. And the one thing I love is in Norfolk, Suffolk, you put a spade in the soil, push it down, dig it out, and it's like compost. But very well organised event. I don't want to promote it too much because they sell out really quickly, East of England rallies. But I had one of the best weekends I've ever had in my life. And I mean that on a detecting level and a personal level.
Well, anyway, maybe one day you give me a heads up. You just don't want me there because I'll show you up. That's what it is.
Mr. Sadler was invited, but he had his daughter's 18th. But I can honestly say I might even get a tattoo. I've only given you a snippet of the whole weekend, but it was absolutely fantastic. And I took the Manticore out.
To Cheryl and the team and all of the marshals, because the weather wasn't great. It was better. It was better than it was forecast, and I know you had some great stuff come up. So I can't wait to see the article when it comes out in Treasure Hunting magazine.
Thank you, Bob.
James said, I loved the spirits in there. It was fantastic.
It was for him. It weren't bloody weren't
well,
for me.
this is the thing, you've just got to disassociate yourself from it and know that it was what you're hearing has already gone. You're hearing an echo from the past, really. It's not there. You just sense that it is there. I mean, it means you're a sensitive person if you can feel it.
Well, I didn't get any.
Okay, thanks, Matt.
Spiritual things from artifacts I found, but what I did find amazing is people were pulling stuff up from the time the castle was built, and the castle was in the grounds where everyone was detecting. And there was a guy who found a gold coin. I think it's Portuguese. I'm not sure. It might be wrong.
Right.
But it was built, a gold coin built about the time of the house. So yeah, it's just.
Yeah, well, I mean, you're talking about King's Lynn was a Hanseatic port. You're talking about a lot of overseas trade going on. So you could have had finds from literally anywhere in the world. Kia said, would you like me to send pictures of the Matrix seal I found there to Treasure Hunting magazine? I'd say yes, Kia, definitely.
Yeah, Kia, if you could go to treasurehunting.co.uk, and on the website somewhere there is submit a find, and you can upload the pictures and a brief description, and least case scenario, it will appear in our readers' finds.
Michael Jarvis wants to know if there were any skeets, or as we correctly say, shatters found. St. John's was the gold coin, says Steve Mobbs. And
well, there were multiple gold coins. So
James Barnes says, Donna, I go with you next time. You have never been on one of Cheryl's digs. No, I haven't, James. I'd love to go.
They're like magic. They're like magic. And
well, I'm always happy to make big donations. So and James said, I'll see if I can improve that sound of the girl. It's freaky. Cheryl done an amazing job. We'll never forget that weekend. So, and Cheryl said, yes, we have had shatters. So fantastic.
Yeah,
we have got a guest, by the way, and we are literally 20 minutes in.
Yes, let's add him on.
Hi, Jason. He's gone. He's gone.
Happy New Year. It's been that long. I've been waiting here.
Hello, Smiler. How are you doing? Sorry. Wasn't it interesting, though?
Sorry?
Wasn't it interesting?
It was, yeah. So how are you, anyway?
Yeah,
we're good. You all right, Jason?
I'm good. Can't complain. I'm healthy. That's the main thing.
I like your badge wall behind you, your patch wall. Very cool. Yeah.
The sticker board, that is.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, there's a sticker board.
Is that your souvenirs, your rally souvenirs?
No, that's just general for when we were doing live streams going back a couple of years ago, and obviously meeting up at Detectable and stuff like that, and just swapping stickers whenever we bumped into people. So it's all built up, and it's eventually filled up, and I've got to turn it over and start the other side now.
I can see Rob Random's one quite clearly.
Yeah, that's front and centre of Rob Random.
It's hardly noticeable. Philip Wills said, strange not to see you in the kitchen. Yes, shatters, James Barnes. That is what they're called. So I wanted to ask you a question, which has been a burning desire to ask you for a long time. But if
I'm married.
You might answer it yourself. If you would, don't want to know how big. If you'd like to explain to people who you are and what you do.
Well, most people in the chat probably know me. I'm Jason, also known as the Dark Knight Detectorist on YouTube. I've been detecting for just over 5 years now. My YouTube channel is coming up to 5 years old. I just go out in the fields of Herefordshire, Gloucestershire, sometimes down in Wales. And it's all about my experiences going out in the fields and seeing what I can unearth. it's showing the reality of the metal detecting, because we're not all blessed with find after find and, you know, massive quantities in the field. Sometimes we can go onto fields that have been done to death, and it's just going out there and seeing if I can pick up those little bits that other people have left behind when they've had a go at detecting. That's about it.
So you say you've only been detecting for 5 years, or you've had your channel for 5 years?
Just over 5 years. I got my first machine, which was the Simplex Plus,
Right.
in December 2019, and then of course we
Right.
went into lockdown.
Yeah.
And then we were allowed back out, and then after 12 months on the Simplex, I upgraded to the Nox 800. And then after 2 years of that, you know, the Manticore was calling to me, so I set up a funding page. I did save it, and I would probably still be saving today if it wasn't for one bloke. I don't know whether he's in the chat tonight, but Mark Ops Horton on YouTube. He was at Detectable last year, and he said, if you don't win a Manticore on the raffle, he said, how much would you pay for a second-hand one? And I went, what do you mean second-hand? And he looked down at his machine. He went, this one. I went, you put in my leg? He went, no. And I said, well, he said, give me an offer. And I said, I wouldn't want to insult you. I said, people win them on raffles, and they're selling them brand new for 1,300. So he gave me this value, and my jaw just near enough hit the ground. And I said, yes, please. So he came round to the tent on the Sunday morning, gave the Manticore to me there and then, and said, take it home with you and send me the money when you get home.
Isn't that brilliant?
That is very, very trusting.
This community is all about. That's the best bit of our community.
And when I got home, I sent him a message that I've got all the money in together. I said, what's your bank account? He said, well, I'm going away on holiday for a week, so I'll send it to you when I get back. So I had to wait another week before I could send him the money.
But it's nice, and what a wonderful gesture as well. And I know, you know, I watch your channel. I'm a fan, so to speak, and I'm a fan, I think, because your channel is very honest. You do go out and dig virtually nothing interesting sometimes, but it's really clear. No, but it's really clear that it's real detecting, and that you really enjoy going out. But I also love the way you describe what you're doing as well, and I especially like what you're doing at the moment, introducing the Blackadder spades and actually going through the description and the welding. Well, you're a fabricator. I didn't know you were a fabricator, but actually explaining the welding and the manufacture. So come on then, out with it.
Before we go in here, I've got to say a big thank you to Blackadder, because it's Blackadder. I say Blackadder. But apparently I found out that I was only the second person in the UK to receive one of these after Aunt Blakey. Yes. Now that means a lot to me. I'm a microscopic blip on the universe of metal detecting on YouTube. So for them to send me this to test and review, it just shows what faith that the boys at Blackadder have got in me. So again, thank you very much, Blackadder, for sending that out for me to test and review.
That's brilliant.
Could you show us the shaft and the handle?
Well,
you got it in there, Adrian.
And I polished the shaft earlier. Really good for you.
How did you polish it?
With a dust rag. I had to clean it before I brought it in because the wife was not letting me bring it in covered in dirt.
What sort of motion did you use on the shaft?
You know, if you sat down, it's best to, put the blade on your lap and literally just
make sure lovely. Thank you, Jason.
All right.
So
this for people who are listening to that on podcast, just close your ears. You don't want to see what Jason was doing.
So, Jason, this isn't available at the moment, is it?
It's not.
Because I went.
Not.
No.
The black one is. You can get
thank
that one.
you, I appreciate it.
Yeah, you can get the black one on their website, but the stainless steel one isn't available yet.
But I think LP have got it at the moment with a discount code.
I don't know whether they've got the Ridgeback or not.
So,
No, but
what is the actual name of that one that you're holding?
It's the stainless steel Ridgeback.
Right.
So this one that I've got is the one without the boot saver pegs on. Whereas
Yeah.
Aunt Blakey, who's in the chat under Snake Wraps, he's got the one with the boot saver pegs. So he's received one, I've received one, so we can both get an idea of how some people prefer them without the pegs on. I personally prefer them with, but you can still get some deep holes done because it's extended in here compared to like the likes of the Spartan.
Yeah. I mean, I to be fair, I've got a short one, a short Blackadder one of the smaller long digging tools, and that's got the pegs on it, and I'm not a fan. I quite like that style, but I just wish that they would bring out one with a carbon shaft. And that's the problem because they're known for their strengths.
They are.
And
These are bomb proof.
If you introduce a join, it's not the same. But
I think Donna, I know what you're saying, but at the end of the day, it's like a car. You drive.
No, it's not like a car.
No, it is. You
take
could
a shot,
drive.
Take a shot.
You could drive to your permission really quickly. So the quicker you get there, the more time you got detecting. However, driving a high performance car causes issues, and there are carbon fiber shafts that snap. You might get a weak one or whatever. Blackadder have been going for Christ. They've got to be 30.
I know. I've had a Blackadder spade.
Yeah,
I don't know since they first
I
came
think it
out.
all depends on what type of land that you're digging.
Yeah.
If it's nice sandy soil, then yeah. But if you're on anything that is going to create a suction when you're trying to dig the plug out on really hard clayey ground, these are not going to go anywhere.
I think Wayne Rowlands has just put, hi Wayne, hope you're okay, mate.
Hello, Wayne.
Jason, can I make you Dark Knight themed coin box in return for a review on your YouTube channel, mate?
Absolutely. I started venturing out into trying to do reviews up until I got the Blackadder spades. All of the products that are in my playlist, I was reviewing. I bought out my own money and gave an honest review and stuff. And that's what I like to do. You know, if I'm going to review and stuff, even if they supply a spade, I will talk to them over the pros and cons about it. And if there is anything negative, then I would stipulate it. But the review that I did for this and the black version, it's just like I just couldn't find any faults with them. I really cannot.
Do you know how much roughly it will cost?
I wrote down all the wrong information there. I think it's around about, don't quote me on this, around about maybe £50 to £60. I'm not sure.
Oh, that's cheap. That's the thing with Blackadder.
That is cheap, actually.
Don't quote me on that though. You'll have to check on their website. Obviously, the black ones that are painted black, they're made out of mild steel, and they're a lot cheaper. Stainless is more costly material, so that's why those ones are more expensive.
It's harder to weld as well, isn't it, Jason?
Yeah.
Me, no. I do a whole range of welded, so it's I find TIG welding easier, and welding stainless is as easy as anything. So if it gets to the point, I can actually put my own foot pegs on there if I want to.
But it's getting a nice finish.
Yes.
Is that harder?
It is. Well, if you look at these ones, these are your standard production welding, which is MIG welded, and some people might say looks a bit sluggish, and you know there are some black patches in area, but that comes from a production line MIG welding stainless steel.
But you can see the weld. You know, I would be worried with something like that if it was scraped back. You can see they haven't taken any strength out of the weld. So
on the back of the spade, you can see the distortion in the plate, which shows you the good penetration. You can see that there.
No, he has got penetration with his shaft. You can see where it penetrates.
Right, I think we better move on. Thank you, Jason. Most appreciated.
We have got some comments, by the way.
Yeah.
So Matt Kent, I'm not sure what he's talking about. He said, Jason, that's what they said about the field that the Staffordshire Horde was in. I've got somebody saying that their field is going to have. Dean, my first permission is having an archaeological trial ditch. Putting it for planning. He's going to go and see what they found next weekend. Stephen said he's had rubbish for the next couple of weeks. Sorry, I've just had to go back down the chat because I went back up there. James Barnes said, my brother is the lord of the real Black Adder. He probably is actually in John Clayton says, I've been using Blackadder spades since 1987 when they first started making them, and they should sponsor him. Have you got a YouTube channel, though? This is the question, because that's what's all important.
Yes.
Yeah, and it is what's important. I mean, how many subscribers have you got now, Jason?
1,649, I think.
1,649. So if you're listening, I mean, really, we should be able to get you up to 2,000 tonight. So if anyone's listening and they don't subscribe to
I'm just about
1,849.
1,849. So not long to go, really.
No.
So if you don't describe, what is your actual title? Is it The Dark Knight or Dark Knight Detectorist?
It is The Dark Knight Detectorist.
So all you got to do, search The Dark Knight Detectorist, click on subscribe, and then you can delete it. No, don't, because it's good fun. And Jason actually gives away prizes as well. You do your little duck races.
I do. And talking of prizes, I got a little prize pack for tonight's wall.
Oh, look at that. Amazing.
So little Mind Lab bag, and everyone to go, oh God, get these from Detectable or whatever. I didn't get these from Detectable. So that's got a nice Mind Lab hat in there.
It's better than mine, I think.
It's also got...
It is a great channel, Jelly. I agree. I love it.
These little bags that I got done for putting your spade in to keep your boot.
Oh, they're mega. Yeah.
So you can have black or you can have pink. And also, what I will do is I will throw in a T-shirt. So if anybody wins, they just get hold of me, tell me what size they are, and I will get a T-shirt made up and sent out to you in time for Christmas.
Isn't that kind? Well, thank you very much, Jason. There you go.
Thank you, Jason. Top man.
And it's
really
a tough one tonight as well. There is no point anyone trying to guess what Adrian's Wall is tonight because it's a toughie. And we are also working out a new way to play it where you can't win just by guessing. And it may or may not work.
And that's thanks to Donna, but I've got to work out electronical.
Lady M had a bright idea. You've got to be careful. When I have an idea, it could be dangerous.
Before I forget, can I just thank everyone who came up and said hello to me at the weekend? People who watched. I met Jelly, the metal detective. I only met her once, Jelly, at the beginning of. Who else did I meet? Fodderfield and Ricardo and all that. But there were other people who came up to me who watched the show. I apologise. I remember the first day on Saturday. I think it was Andrew. He's probably watching the chat. But thank you ever so much. And it's so nice when people come up and say hello. It really means a lot. And thank you for watching the show. And more importantly, Dominic... Tomczyk, he sent me a package and Dave this week, and he said, can you open it live on the show? And I don't know what's in it, so can I open it? He said he wants to...
Kia said, by the way, I said, hi, my name, Kevin.
Yes, Kevin. I was going to say Kevin, but I thought, Kevin, you had a Simplex Ultra, I think. Dominic, yes, I can.
Yes, you can. Can I just put a question while you're just ripping that open gently? Jelly's asked, Jason, what was your favourite detecting event this year?
I only did the two. I did, obviously, Detectable. And in June, I was in North Wales with Sam and Nikki, the Soul Sisters, on a weekender helping them with their TV show that they were doing. So I got a little bit of screen time
Yes,
on
you
the
did.
TV.
Oh, I say. Oh, you're famous now. The
Yeah.
telly.
So Detectable, I think, although I do love Detectable and I love the people that come up to me and say that, you know, that they love my stuff and they're the reason they started detecting. I think this year it has to be with the Soul Sisters just edging it because me getting a bit of screen time on TV.
Ah, you see, you're just a poser then, are you? Just a poser.
Actually, we should get the soiled. We should get the soiled sisters back on the show soon because they came on a while back.
They came on a long time ago, and they have since they came on the last time, they have developed a new kind of persona now, and they're becoming real ambassadors for detecting because they are good detectorists.
They are
really good,
and they're also great to hang out with in the fields, not just at events, you know, in the arena or stuff like that. When you're actually out in the field detecting with them, they're amazing as well that way. You know, they are just generally a great couple of girls. It's a pleasure to be friends with and, you know, help them when they needed it.
Yeah, I think I've met Nick. I haven't met Sam yet.
Well, Sam and Nikki. Nikki was on the front cover of Treasure Hunting magazine a couple of months ago. Sam was on a couple of years ago, Treasure Hunting magazine. So they've been detecting a while, but yeah, I think we should get the Soiled Sisters back on. Anyway,
well. Dominic, Stephen
sorry,
Brains just said, "Oh, Adrian, you could rip a tissue."
Don't call them the Scissor Sisters.
No. Well, it depends where you are, but sorry, Donna.
I can't do it again because it was an impression and I'm not good at it. Oh, Adrian, you could rip a tissue.
I'll tell you what, Stephen Brain, I could crush a effing grape as well. Right, it looks... I don't know what this is. I'm looking down. What the hell is it?
Oh, look at that. It's a winter warmer.
It's too big for a wee warmer. I know that.
That is a very big hat.
Yeah, because you wanted one that went all the way down your back and you asked for it. How much had you been drinking at the time?
Look at the size of
Dominic, that is fantastic. Look at that. That is fantastic. I think it might have been Dave that asked for that, but yeah, that's exactly what was asked for.
Oh my God. That is
Isn't
lovely
that one of those hats that's designed for catching dreadlocks in?
Yeah. Yeah.
Massive hat.
You'll have to start growing some dreadlocks, Adrian.
You know what they say?
We were having a conversation about it, and Dave said he wanted it in black and orange, and he wanted it to go all the way down his back.
If you want to get ahead, get a hat. Thank you ever so much, Dominic. Do you know what? I cannot wait. I cannot wait to wear that out because people will look at me and they will say, "His nan, God, that is a lovely warm hat."
I think he looks like the genie who just came out of the lamp.
I look like one of them Chinese people, don't I? But Dominic, thank you very much. That is really appreciative.
I think, Dom, if you're going to send me a hat, I'm always looking for a child size one. I've got a treasure hunting one, but it's too big.
Did someone make that, or did you buy it?
I think he made it. I think somebody made it.
He did, because it's not got a label in it.
Yeah.
Oh my God. That to me is proper lovely. Oh my God. No one in my life has made me ever a hat. Jason, has anyone ever made you a hat? Donna, has anyone ever made you a hat?
My mum, my family were all knitters. My mum made me
Shut up. No, say no. Shut up, Donna. Say no.
1960s cable knit dress once.
That is I'm gonna wear that till I die. That is my detecting hat from now on. So if you see a weird bloke, look at that. Look at that.
It is very stylish.
I tell you what, Donna, if you weren't married and you saw me wearing that, you would be absolutely.
I would say, oh no, because I'd know you were going to come over and talk to me. I attract people like you.
Anyway, Jason, what are the plans for next year? What's happening next year? Are you going to up your YouTube channel, or you got any special permissions you've got?
It's Wolverhampton Wanderers, apparently.
Yes, I have. I've got one permission that I've only done a couple of records on, 2.5 hours on each day, and filled up my coin pod. It's never been detected because the farmer never let anybody on there. His dad didn't even let anybody on there. But because of a few contacts, I've got all of this land that has been untouched. There may not be anything on there. It's got to have the activity on there to be able to dig it up. But I'm looking forward to that to the next year. Also, I'm lucky enough to been given a chance to do a collaboration with a metal detecting Facebook group, who reached out to me and asked if I would come to their digs and incorporate some of the finds that are coming up into my videos. And each time that I go there, I'll be invited as a guest. So it saves me a couple of quid, for a day's dig. And that group is Dragon Diggers. You can find them on Facebook. So if you pop over to Dragon Diggers Facebook page, they do digs down in Wales, in Herefordshire, all over the place. And they're a good bunch of lads, and thank you to them to reaching out to me. Although I will still keep my bits in the videos because I know it's important to keep my identity. I don't want all of my videos just filled up with everybody else's finds on that particular day. So I have to keep an honest balance between my stuff, including showing the rubbish like I normally do, as well as showing some of the amazing stuff that's coming up on those group digs.
Amazing.
Thank you, Jason.
Yeah, but isn't it nice to be asked to get involved in a group and give something back as well?
It is, and
nice.
It's made so much of a difference there, because the last 12 months has not been exactly brilliant for me. We had a terrible winter last year where it was too wet to go out doing anything. Most of my permission is pasture, which is on floodplains, so it was always sodden. Just walking on it, the muddy water comes up to the surface, and it just makes the roadside fields look really horrible if you dig on them. So last year wasn't really productive following into the new. I think I've done about 16 detecting videos this year, and that's it. That's how bad it's been.
Whereabouts are you? You're south coast, aren't you? Down that way?
No, I'm in Herefordshire, near the Welsh border.
Right, okay. I mean, I know where I am in East Anglia, where it was really, really wet. So it is at the moment. It's too wet to go out unless you want to wear 7-inch tall platforms. It's just foggy. It will dry out.
I think it's just more case of if you go out when the ground's sodden and the roads are the fields are next to a roadside, when you've been walking on and digging, you see these big brown splodges. Even if you filled in the holes well, the dirty water, it just looks horrible.
Isn't it nice that you care? I mean, my problem is everything's soggy and wet at the moment. And the field that is arable that I can get on, that I want to be on, has just been set. And if I'm walking across it with muddy boots and pulling up seeds, I'm feeling guilty about that. Give it a few days without rain and it could dry up a bit. I'll go back out on it. And I am going to try going out on some of the fields that have got a bit of a longer cropping as well. I don't like going on them when the crop's just sprouting because it's just quite brittle. But in answer to the hat question, by the way, Adrian, John said that Tomek's wife made it for Dave and Adrian. So she's made it. Yeah. Made with love. Isn't that superb?
I'll tell you what, I can't wear that indoors. That is a proper hat. And that is made with love.
Everyone loves it.
Thank you.
Everyone loves it. And if I ever had one of those, it would have to be a small green one. I only go out in green.
Dominic, does your wife sell them on Etsy or something? Because I would pay for that. I would really pay for that hat. That is I think it's 70% or 60% of your body heat goes from your head when you're
Tomek is
detecting.
watching now, apparently, so you can say thank you to Tomek.
Yeah, I fantastic. Your wife should sell those at rallies because
Anyway,
the hat is really important.
We were talking about soil conditions. Sorry to interrupt you there, Jason. Otherwise, I lose my place in the chat. But yeah, the whole thing about the wet soil. I think what I found in this area was it was really wet last year, and then it just completely went solid. Had a few weeks on it, and it was hard as rock, and you just couldn't get out. How was it the same for you?
Pretty much. And then obviously when you've had all that, once we started getting into spring, and we were still having really bad weather in spring. When we got into spring, the grass just shot up like it was ready to grow again. So the grass was obviously too long. I don't mind doing, ankle length sort of like grass, but when it starts coming up the shins, it's just hard and frustrating to swing the coil.
You get tangled up with your spade as well, don't you? And it's hard to cut through. Yeah, I get you. I've had one of my nicest finds though. I found I had a beautiful pasture field, and it was literally put over to grazing. But before that, they used to crop hay, and I don't know what seed he'd put on there, but I went to go detecting one afternoon, and I'm looking. I got over the stile, and this grass was taller than me, and I'm not that small. I mean, if you can imagine grass that is over your head that you can't see where you're going, and I had to weave through it and look for patches where this grass crop, whatever they were growing, hadn't taken, and I found what we call the Soham serpent. It's like a linked, encrusted double serpent's head, gilded. It's silver gilt. And it's got all faux gemstones all in the snake's heads. Incredible find. But
I personally like high grass and high stubble. I like it because it's a challenge. And if you go on a dig, like a club dig, everyone goes for the short stubble, easy detecting. I like going in the hard stuff. Same as if it's an iron infested site, it's really noisy. Your machine's cracking away like hell on leather. I love it. I
don't mind barley stubble. Barley stubble seems to be softer and easy to swing through. When you start getting on wheat, it's a bit tougher. And I even tried one of those skid plates, and that irritated me because all you could hear the scraping on the 3D printed skid plate was horrible. So I took that off and I'm never using that again.
I just like whether it's wet, dry. I just like it's hunting, isn't it? So
Dean says, anyway. What sort of winter do we think we'll have this year? I think, Dean, the fruit trees have been, so anything that has had berries on has been absolutely laden this winter.
Bad winter.
Which means it's going to be bad. It means that the plants are trying to set a lot of seed because they feel like they might not survive the winter. So I think it's going to be cold.
January, February.
It's the same pattern this year as it was when we first moved in, and we actually had quite a bit of snow the first year we moved in. Mersin says, ask Jason about the Nana challenge.
Can we back in the day when we used to do
that could go wrong here.
No. Yeah, I won't be. Luckily, we haven't got any bananas in the house, so I can't.
Oh, sorry, Nana. I thought you said that Nana.
No. We used to see who could jam a banana down their mouth the furthest, and Percy had a go, but forgot to pick his pen up to mark it. So he was sat there for about 30 seconds with his banana literally jammed right up to the end of the peel. And he kept on before he got a mark, and I think he took the longest banana. And here we go with that old chestnut. I did, yeah. Me and Tidy were walking next to each other, walking up through the field, and then we decided we were going to head off to another field. So we diverted to the right, and then he kept on going, and he said I walked over a crotal bough. I did not walk over the crotal bough, because if I'd have walked over the crotal bough, that would have blasted my ears off.
I bet you did. I followed my cousin's footsteps through a field and found a massive juice hop, and it was like huge, and it was literally in his footsteps. So I knew he'd missed it. It's possible. It is possible. Tomek will choose green for you. Is that okay? You don't have to make one for me, Tomek. Oh, that's so kind of you. I do have a very small head. Think 10-year-old child. It's full of brains. It's just very small.
Steve Pettican, Tidy Treasure Hunter, asked Jason about what he walked over at Detectable 2024 that he picked up.
We just covered that.
Oh, sorry.
We did. See, there you go.
I'm
And
too
he
busy.
does this all the time because he's not paying attention because he knows he's got to do Adrian's wool, and he's really worried that he's going to reveal it before.
Well, I'm trying to get the comments up on the main screen.
You're doing it. You're highlighting them in the chat, and then they're pinging up on the main screen. Jim says, Donna, there's an African pygmy tribe that are called are they called the Fgori in tribe in their tall grass? I probably met some of those in that tall grass, Jim. I've got no idea what it was called, but it was literally over my head. James Barnes said the Lug floodplain is a nightmare to detect. Is that where you're near?
Quite near, yes.
Yeah. We don't have so much of a floodplain with the ooze.
No,
it is just
God.
a flood if we have that. Dean says,
why have you got to keep doing this to me?
What did he do?
Tidy, what did Jason sleep on at Detectable? I'll never get closer to this, believe me. We packed up on the Sunday morning because we knew the rain was going to come in hard this year. So we got all the kit packed away. And then we went out detecting till about 3 o'clock in the afternoon. And when we got back, there were some of our mates that were going to be stopping over on the Sunday night. But once everyone had packed their tents away, they were allowed to detect the tent area. Now, under where my tent was, my mate Terry found a Celtic gold stater. I was sleeping on gold.
Well, there you go. You see, I'm going to measure my head, Dom. Donna said, you want all green or the same like Adrian stripe. I would love just plain all green because I am dull and boring. Maybe a black rim or something and a black bobble, but the main bit all green. I'm going to... How do you measure your head?
Yeah, you need one of those fabric ones that you can wrap
I
around.
need a bit of string.
I think there's a book called Adrian Mole 13 3/4 that tells you how to do that. But anyway,
hold on, I've got a cable here. Hang on, I'm going to do it.
We've got Adrian's wall in a minute, and kindly, Jason's going to give away a prize tonight.
Jason's going to give a lovely Dark Knight prize away. I'm going to give it to you in centimeters. It is 30. Can't do it.
Don't worry, Donna.
It's about 55 centimeters.
I'm gonna try and do it professionally tonight.
Since when? Go on. Since when?
Well, we've still got 1 minute to go.
Jason, do you know what Adrian's wall is?
Yes, participate a few times.
So if you would like to call the numbers out,
Does it go up to
crayonometer? Yes, it was a crayonometer.
Oh, what's that? Notes. Oh God, that's my national insurance number.
I've got...
Right. Okay. So tonight's prize, normally sponsored by Composite Cleaning Pencil, but fortunate enough, we've got Jason, Dark Knight Detectorist, who's sponsoring tonight's show. Now, we can have lots of guesses tonight, like we do, and they're probably doing it now in the chat, aren't they, Donna?
They are probably doing it in the chat. I've only got Crayonometer. And Jacqueline has said, "Careful, agent. He's going all right at the moment."
I know. Yeah. Can I just
Evan
say
says,
also,
"Will the middle solve the riddle?" Ooh.
those who watched last week,
banana.
Those who watched last week, I said if you want to get a discount code for Treasure Hunting magazine and get a free thing, contact me. And thank you very much. I got lots of emails for people subscribing to the magazine who got a free gift. So thank you very much to those people. Anyway, let's start with the number.
We start with the wool. We haven't got the numbers up yet. That's to have.
Well, we normally start with 21, don't we?
Yeah, the numbers are up, aren't they?
Yeah.
Yeah. Can you take the chat down so people can see the screen?
What?
The chat's on the screen.
Oh, it doesn't matter. I don't know how to turn that off.
Okay.
Number 19.
No, 19.
Don't worry about suggested numbers. I'm gonna carry on reading.
28.
Lee Macadavadi says nothing. It is nothing at the moment. Oh, it's something now.
27.
Oh, people are thinking. Look at this. There are no guesses. That's never happened. A fossil. No, Nick Berry is not a fossil.
18.
Arrowhead. Somebody said. Who said Arrowhead? John Clayton said Arrowhead.
23.
Half Celtic Bead said D. McAvady. Game in Peace says Matt Kent. A log splitter.
22.
Game Piece. Cog says Philip Wills. Roman Cup says Nick Berry. Tooth says Snake Rat.
12.
Tooth. I've got part of a horse tooth. Slag. Bag
10.
seal. Tooth. Christmas decoration says Jacqueline Walker. That'd be nice, but it's not.
Is that the only picture on there? Number 20.
Fossilized log says Stephen Brame. Antler says Dean McAvady. Dice says John Clayton.
14.
Jason, number
14, please.
Oh, they're all
there we are.
Lead bird feeder says Richard
Number
Lacey.
6. Unlucky for some, 13.
Pot leg says Paul Tongue. Cup handle fragment says Dean McAvady. Roman
15.
Potts Nick Berry.
Sorry, Jason.
15, please. Just those two images.
Yeah, we're challenging you. Clog class says Jeff Block. And
11.
Roof Tile says Echo from History. Not far off. John Clayton says Dorlock. It's an olive oil scraper, says Jim Mock.
Number 9.
Panting. Confident but not correct. We were nearly
17.
there.
24.
Have a real look at the fabric
26.
of what it's made of. Book clasp again we've got from Derek Sherwin, no?
16.
I mean, they're all really sensible guesses. I will say that. Well
30.
done for having a real think about it. A jug spout says Dean McAvady.
29.
No, a ring says John Clayton. Downpipe says Philip Wills. Plumbing
5.
says Philip Wills. Part of a key says Kev.
4. 2.
Grotesque part says Philip Wills. What you mean is
1.
part of the grotesque. A vertebrae says Jelly. That's a really good guess because that's what I would have said. Jelly, it's not.
Number 7.
A dog patch says Tubo 43.
Number 8. 25. 31.
Pepper pot top says Philip
32.
Wills. A button says Jim Malden. Pepper pot, a sieve, a piece of teapot filter, strainer for my delic, salt shaker top, arrow holder, pepper top, salt shaker, strainer. I know why nobody's going to get it. Bone, plug hole. I would have said something like plug hole, strainer, pottery fragment.
Medieval
and
shower
really
head.
close there, James. Teapot sieve says Nick Berry. I don't think anyone's going to get exactly what it is. Spinning. It's
a ceramic-based item that
It
would have been
is.
used prolifically in
Door
Roman times.
peephole, filter, mammoth tusk, incense holder. No. I mean, there's been a couple that have nearly got it. The roof tile, I think, was the closest. Chimney cap, teapot, top, thimble, scent holder, kettle fragment, Roman Play-Doh string maker, shower head, infuser, Roman hair thing. If anyone says the words, but it isn't, the prefix was wrong.
We'll do 30 seconds.
Gold twister, oil lamp fragment, and it's same fabric really as an oil lamp fabric. Wine filter, fruit juicer, drain pipe.
If you were building a Roman house, what would you use this thing for?
Molten brick. Oh, so close, you see. Latrine filter, air vent, Roman beer filter. Pull tongue, you're pretty much there. Drain filter, chimney fragment, watering can rose, ale vent, drain hole, Roman vent.
Yes, but where's it used?
Well, they won't get the exact thing, but if they say what sort of a thing it is, guttering clay flue pipe fragment, because it's a
ceramic.
very specific thing. Shower drain.
Yes, where do you put it?
Water drain, Roman gutter sinkhole, heating duct. I can't say because I don't know where you're going to go with it. Solvent, sauna vent, plug hole, waste pipe fragment, kiln. Wow, stop. D. Macavadi, kiln air filter.
I think
Roman plug, water filter, floor vent, plug for a sink, bath, chimney vent.
Who said floor vent?
Floor vent is Michael Jarvis.
I think Michael's got to win it because he's the closest one who's come to it. It's basically a ceramic floor tile from a molten kiln, post-medieval to modern. The object is roughly cylindrical, made from a coarse reddish earthenware with a single remaining circular vent, the centre 21 millimeters.
Yeah, several people said vent for a roof.
Yeah, but I think the word floor, your metal detector's not going to pick that up unless you're detecting for ceramics, which you can use with the Rootus machine.
Everyone's saying well done.
Yeah, it was a good one. It was
a tough one, and they're going to get a bit tougher because we need people to have a really good stab at it. But we're gonna make it a bit more varied as well. So
who was it that won?
I'm trying to. I did say
we said it.
Michael Jarvis said it was a floor vent, so it's Michael Jarvis. So Michael, you know what to do. You can get in touch with the show, please, and let us have the details because we don't keep them because of data protection, and we will pass them.
Go to bigdetectingshow.com and click on Contact Us and fill in your details there. So that's bigdetectingshow.com. Put your details in there and we will forward that on to Jason.
We will. And thank you very much, Jason. And don't forget to put in your actual size.
And colour as well.
Pardon?
Colour of the T-shirt as well.
And the colour of the T-shirt. If you'd like pink, Michael, I'm sure that can be arranged. And can I thank Tomek? That's so nice and such a nice gesture. And if there's anything I can do for you, of course I will.
Can I just share tonight something which came up from one of our viewers? It's disappeared. Why has it disappeared? Yeah. Sorry.
I've got a bit of context to wrap round that before we leap off the deep end as well. So
yeah, go on, Donna. Go on.
Well, so we got sent a clip by one of our favourite followers, Matt Kent, and it's from the Time Team podcast, which is available both on YouTube, I think, as a subscriber, and on Apple Podcasts, so you can listen to it for free. And I've never come across it before, which I don't know why, but it's Helen Geek and a companion, and they're basically interviewing archaeologists about archaeology. If no one knows who Helen Geek is, she was head of PAS for a while, I think, but she's afloat again at the moment. She's a very, very well qualified archaeologist and really good at PR as well. But she's been on Time Team lots of times. She's actually been out when we had a club here. She's been out and spoken to our club. She really has been pro metal detecting for as long as I've had anything to do with her. She does, as part of this, it's a half an hour weekly podcast, and as part of this podcast, they do a weekly Q&A. Now, she makes it quite clear, it's quite clear to me as an academic historian, that she is not a historian. She is very much an archaeologist. But she also works closely with detectorists, and she refers to metal detectorists quite a lot in the answers that she gives to some of her questions. We do not have a context for the question that was asked. All I know is that this clip you're going to hear is from 7th of October. It was a show called Mick Aston's Time Team Legacy, and it's at minute 28:42. And we're talking about a view on metal detecting and organising the law. And he's gone. It's just us. Have you got anything to play, Jason?
No, I haven't used StreamYard for God knows how long, so I don't know what I'm doing on it.
I just had to come out because it wouldn't let me share a window. So
a window.
I can't share the really good.
Philip Will says
hang on.
Extinction Rebellion. Don't think we can say things like that, Philip.
I think I can share it now. No, the software won't let me do it. Thanks. So keep talking amongst yourselves.
I've got J Cross. Well done, Donna. Great wall tonight. Well, it's not me, J Cross. It's actually Adrian is the god of the wall. Hence, it's called Adrian's Wall. I just talk a lot.
I think I can share it now.
Yeah, you do need to listen to this, guys, because it's important.
Can you hear the audio? Press play, might help.
Ange says Derek put tile.
Law. You have to think about who's finding these things and how. And most of our things are found through metal detecting. And metal detecting, it can be a good thing. It can find us classes of object that you'd never find in other ways, like accidental losses that have fallen out of pockets or off horse harness or whatever. They're not on sites. But it can also really badly disrupt archaeological sites. If you don't do your research, and if you're not just as careful as any other archaeologist, you can really easily cause damage to intact archaeological deposits. They're fragile, they're ephemeral, they're hard to recognise, they're impossible to recognise if you're just digging a small hole to reach a metal detector signal. And the Portable Antiquities Scheme wasn't founded in order to encourage detecting. Some people seem to think it was. It was formed to mitigate the damage caused by detecting. And although in some ways, the hobby's got better in some ways over the past few years. In other ways, it's got a lot worse. And if you're offering me a change in the law, what I would like to make a bid for is to somehow outlaw the most thoughtless way of detecting. And those are the rallies that people go on. Those are events when hundreds of detectorists all come together for a day or a weekend. They all detect together. It's lovely and sociable. But the problem is that the detectorists often don't really know where they are. and they certainly don't know the archaeological potential of the land. They're simply there trying to find things with no context at all. They take them home, they hardly ever record them because they've never really got to grips with the importance and the character of that field, of that place, of that piece of landscape. And if you contrast that with somebody who has been detecting on a single field for years, they might know every aspect intimately. They might have checked out the LiDAR and the aerial photographs and the old maps. They'd know every detail of the soil. They'd know the farmer. They might even know the farmer's dad. You know, they're really invested in that piece of landscape. The rallies, on the other hand, though, they're done really for profit. The only thing you need to do is hire a portaloo and a burger van. And if you're charging 50 quid for each detectorist for each day, and you're giving the farmer a couple of £100 for his trouble, then you could be taking home thousands and thousands of pounds for wrecking the archaeology of that field. If only we could stop those happening, life would be so much easier for the Portable Antiquities scheme, and archaeology would be so much better protected.
So, right.
Can we just, before we answer, Ange says, Derek says tile. Yes, it was a vent, Ange. That's what we were looking for. Right, there we go. Now, Adrian, you're going to say.
So, firstly, thank you, Matt Kent, for submitting that to the show, because I think that's one of the most important things about the hobby that has changed in the last 10 years. Last 5 years dramatically. So thank you, Matt, because I listened to that podcast and a few others as well. Now, this lady, I don't know. And if you're watching now, I would like to meet you and talk to you, because I think you are pretty much like our government. You're not living in the real world. Rallies now have changed. We don't just turn up and find stuff and take it home. I take prime example, Detectival Rodney Cook, two of the biggest rallies in the UK. They have fines liaison officers there, or people recording fines. You got the NCMD now, who have got an app for people recording their fines. Okay, it's not perfect, but what is perfect in life? But the way you were talking about us as detectorists, I genuinely think you need to turn up at a rally, talk to detectorists, and stop reading what you're hearing in magazines, books, online, and social media, more importantly, because this hobby is changing, and it's changing for the best. And as for the PAS scheme, why it was initially set up, I think I'll hand you over to Donna for that, because Donna and me have had a lot to think about that.
We have. Well, first of all, Philip Wills is saying, what is she basing this view on? There seems to be some kind of toxic negativity in the realms of the archaeological world at the moment, particularly with, I'd say, the younger flows. Helen is actually a really experienced flow, and she's a really nice lady, and she is an expert when it comes to Anglo-Saxon finds. And I've actually been to talks about metal detecting where she's spoken for metal detecting. So I think it's the view, it's not her view of detecting. She's pro-detecting, and I'll read you something in a minute if we've got time. It is the whole view of rallies, and there is a real problem at the moment with the view of rallies. The Portable Antiquities scheme employs, under its banner, the county councils employ actually, but the job description of the flow is that they are there to encourage responsible metal detecting. The Portable Antiquities scheme was not set up, as she says in her own words, to mitigate the damage caused by detecting. It was actually set up to process small fines that were being handed in at the time in their hundreds and hundreds and hundreds by people who had got metal detectors. And they said, oh, we found this amazing thing. Or somebody would say, I've dug up this amazing thing in my garden. And there wasn't a system within the British Museum to deal with small fines. And that's why the Portable Antiquities Scheme was set up, because people were going to record their fines. Now, I know for a fact that at Detectival, we had Annie Bayard, actually with some other guys that were paid to be there to record fines. There were people at RCM taking fines in, advising people on how to record them. I know that people who couldn't record fines at rallies were going home, including me, and mine was a treasure case, to record fines. I don't know where or what the thousands and thousands of pounds worth of items that don't go past PAS actually came from. And I've heard this is not the first time I've heard this, and that upsets me. We need to base what we say out loud on facts, and I don't think that comment, unfortunately, Helen, like I say, I have a lot of respect for you, was not based on fact. I don't know how you could even prove that. And in fact, I had people that I could hear who wanted to record fines. The fines tents were shut at the time. They went back the next day. They were shut because too many people were recording fines and they had too much work to do. What does
Jason,
that
I think she had a very, very, very tiny bit that hit the nail on the head, and that is that there are more groups happening.
Yeah.
Yes.
Fortunately, there are some groups that are treating it as a way to make money.
Yep.
Some people have even given up jobs to start a full-time metal detecting club, charging anything up to £25 for a person per day. And the farmer can make anything up to £500,000, £500 to £1,000 in a day. But there are some groups out there that are doing it for the right reasons. There are people that can't, they're not lucky enough to be able to get permission to go detected. And these small groups are offering those people that chance to go out and metal detect. And I've even had a group dig on one of my fields before, and they had loads off there. And at the time, I was really salty about it. But over time, I've grown up, I've matured a bit. People were out there enjoying themselves for the day, and some people had some banging finds. And that is what it's all about. It's not all about people making money for themselves. There's a small minority of people doing it for the money and not for the history.
But I think also as well, the fines are there. If somebody goes on a field for a rally, the fines you're going to get basically are between the surface and 6 to 8 inches.
Yeah,
you're not going to get down much past that in a rally. You're going too quickly. I think what we should do, if we want to have an argument like that, is for every single detectorist in the country to save up all of their scrap and then on an arranged day take it to the British Museum and give it to them and say, this is the rubbish we take off the fields.
Or what we think is rubbish, and they can sift through it.
Yeah, but what is the problem is, if we don't take what is off the surface, and I should have brought it up with me, what is off the surface this year, if we don't have what is off the surface between the surface layer and 6 to 8 inches, by next year, there's a 50% chance that that will survive, and probably a 25% chance that it will survive intact if it does.
But more importantly, we're discovering these items.
We are.
They would never have been discovered.
But do you want to know the ironic thing? The ironic thing is, in a previous episode to this one, Helen was actually talking, or she was asked the question, did they ever have any arguments on Time Team? And she actually said they did have arguments, but the worst one they had was that Phil Harding and Mick Aston hated metal detectorists and they refused to work with metal detectorists. It was Helen who persuaded them to, first of all, use metal detectorists to help go through the spoil heaps. And then it was Helen who slowly introduced Time Team to the idea of metal detectorists actually detecting the sites before they put a trench in and marking where they got a signal and the artifacts were being dug in situ. Now, I've been on actual archaeological sites where we have done that and actually recorded a GPS for every single artifact. What do you think the portable antiquity scheme are asking us for with our 8-digit NGR?
Yeah,
The thing is, that could have come from anywhere. It could have come from the next field on the wheel of a tractor. The 8-digit NGR in the surface that we go through is virtually irrelevant.
The biggest problem, above all, is the portable antiquities scheme is underfunded. It can't meet demand, and they are currently under beta testing for their online portal where you submit a find online. And when that goes live, things might change. But I think the issue is, which Jelly put in the chat, you went to Detectable and they were people queuing out the tent, and in the end, they just couldn't keep up.
They kept closing it because they had too much.
This is the problem, and this is one of the reasons why I think a rally might not be liked by many, is because there are people there who just want to come, look, find gold, treasure, and then go home. Don't tell anyone. But the vast majority of us in the hobby want to help identify the land, our history, and what was behind it.
Do you know what, though? I think fewer and fewer people are. When I first started detecting, and I've been detecting for over 30 years. When I first started detecting, there were a lot of people.
So you've been detecting for 40 years? No.
30, over 30 years.
So you started when you were what, 40, mid-40s?
No, 5.
Oh.
But when I started detecting, the portable antiquity scheme was a relatively new idea. People didn't want to record their finds because it wasn't a hereditary thing. And no, James, you're wrong. It's not because they don't get paid at weekends. It is the portable antiquities scheme policy. Flows are told not to attend rallies. They are advised not to attend rallies. They can do if they want to. I've had it from the horse's mouth, Michael Lewis, at the time. They're told not to attend
rallies. He's not there anymore, is he?
He's not there. Whether it will change. I mean, the group that are at Detectival are paid quite a lot of money to go there. The group at RCM are voluntary. But I think what I was trying to say was, I think we are all a lot more responsible about what we do find, because I just think we show our finds to people. Some people put them on social media. Your name is attached to your find. You know, somebody can easily say, oh, you know, so-and-so found that gold ring. You know, I bet they didn't declare it. But I've always declared my finds. I've got, hang on.
Sorry.
I've just selected that lot from my flow.
Sorry. Cheryl Dawes, and this is, I can vouch for this, they paid for the flows to turn up at the Euston Estate years ago. You can pay for flows.
You can, but they have to do it privately.
Yeah, not a problem. Not a problem. Yeah. But that just, this is what I was going back to about rallies. So Cheryl's been doing rallies for over 20 years.
And she's already said in here that they've struggled to get them for some rallies.
Yes, exactly. Yeah. But Cheryl's the good person in rallies. She knows how it runs, and if there's a hoard found, what to do. However, going back to what that lady said, Derek's
still arguing. He says there's tile on the PAS page. Derek, it has to be now the description because of the way PAS has rearranged how they title things. Don't get the hump over it. It's only a T-shirt. I'm sure we will give you one another day.
We started an argument here. They are not paid for weekends. That's a fact because of Mike's instruction.
No, that's right. They're not, but they can volunteer privately and be paid, so they can do it privately.
I know
in
that.
their job,
but-
in their actual job, they're not even allowed to take a gratuity if they come out at the weekend.
No. Sorry, going back to rallies, one of the issues which she did raise is anyone, so my wife could set up a metal detecting rally, a few portable toilets, a risk assessment insurance, and just go and detect over there. And I get where they're coming from. And I did talk to the NCMD about this, about having an approved rally organiser, which I meant. Sorry, Donna's laughing. But
Gareth said, I bet Helen would soon change her mind if she ever went on a rally with the Soil Sisters. It might lighten her up a bit.
Yeah. Anyway, we've been waffling on. It's gone past the time.
We have. We want a wonderful word or something to end on. Don't go away and rant, everyone. Helen Geek is pro detecting. We just need to put pressure on people who do put on weekenders that they're doing the right thing.
Donna,
and I do know that they're not all doing the right thing.
Right, can I mute you?
Yes.
No, I can't mute you. Oh, can I? Oh, I can. Jason. No, I've muted. Yeah, I've muted Donna, I think. Jason, last words. Thank you for coming on the show. We didn't get down to the point of the hobby and how it helps your mental health, but in a few sentences, how's it helped you in the hobby?
Massively. I wish I'd have discovered it sooner. I really do. There are days when I will just go out into the field, not take my camera out with me, just to do a couple of hours of detecting, just to get away from everything. It cannot be understated how important it is to people's mental health. It really is.
Yeah, and I think you struggled years ago. You were in a really, really dark place, and this hobby has helped you, which I love to hear, and I'm so pleased that you've got where you are now.
It gets me out. Otherwise, I would have been every weekend, away from work. I would have been sat at home, just literally watching TV and not doing anything. Since I started detecting, I look forward to the weekend and look forward to getting out. And it just, like I said, it just cannot be understated how important and how well it is for people to go out there. It just really just helps you get away from everything. It really does.
And I think you're a absolute legend to the hobby, and I'm so pleased to know you. And if anyone meets Jason, go and say hello to him, because he's such a nice bloke. He really is. So thank you for coming on tonight, and also thank you to him or her for being here. So yeah, thank you all for watching. Thanks, Jason. Top man. See you soon.
Take care.
Thank you. Good night. Start arguing in the keep the chat going, arguing about flow and everything. Anyway, love you all. Next week with Dave Sadler, and we've got who have we got next week? We've got a good guest next week. I've forgotten who it is, but it's a good one. Take care. See you all. Bye. I've got to end it.